A very warm welcome to you all. Our guest tonight is Jody Pierre. She is 27 years old. Jody is an artist as well as a muralist. During this episode, Jody is going to share with us more about her artistic process, her inspiration, as well as her journey. Jody, thank you so much for joining us in the studio of the MBC.
It's a pleasure for me to be here, Cariel. Thank you.
Jody, art is often seen as an aesthetic or pleasing due to its portrayals. But art can also be compelling, persuasive, and transformative. What does art truly represent to you?
So, art is the greatest form of expression in the world. Art also helps me to convey my emotions on any type of products. It's also helped me to escape from reality sometimes, but at the same time being in the present moment. And this also fascinates me about art. I really love art in all forms.
How did you actually develop this interest in art?
Since I was a child, I was very curious and fascinated about arts. I really love arts. I draw everywhere. I even used to take my father's book to draw princess inside. And after this, fortunately, my father was not angry at me and continues to encourage me in this artistic field. And this is when I started at the college to continue to do art, and then I continued to push in this path because I love it.
So you had training in art
Yes,
then?
yes. I went to Fashion and Design Institute to do art and design there, where I got a lot of knowledge about art. This really helps me to develop more in my career as an artist, and I really love it.
Was there actually a pivotal moment in your life when you decided to follow your path as an artist?
Yes, it's when I graduated in 2017, and I realized that art was meant for me because this is what I really do since I was a child. I really admire art and really love to paint, and every day I try to look for some times to create because create is something that comes from the heart and the soul.
So art is liberating for you then?
Exactly, yes. It's helped me to relax, to be more present, and to go with the flow of life.
What are the different types of art that you actually practice and which type is your favorite?
So I'm a versatile artist. I love to experience a lot of medium, like mixed media, clay, and oil painting, using recycled materials too. And my favorite style is mixed media painting and a personal touch of ball pen or Posca when I love to put lines just to highlight the drawing.
Explain to us what is mixed media exactly.
So mixed media is when you combine two types of style together or three. Personally, I like to combine acrylic painting and ball pen or Posca, just to put some small details on that.
And you are also actually a muralist, right?
Yes.
How did you begin your journey?
So my journey begins in 2017 during the Port Louis by Nature Festival, and some I done some painting on I done some painting of endemic birds of Mauritius in the capital on different types of wall. This is where I learn a lot about different kind of wall. Some walls are rough, some are soft. It was a great experience for me to create all the endemic birds of Mauritius on different walls.
You also actually got the chance then to meet other artists and work with them, right?
Exactly. There is a platform that is called à l'île Maurice, where all the artists met there and try to share our ideas, our creative path. We try to do some event. They try to promote artists through different kind of event, different kind of expo vente or art festival, all these.
Sometimes people tend to be confused about mural painting and graffiti. What is their difference? Could you explain to us?
So mural painting is when the artists have the right with the owner to paint on a large surface, whereas graffiti is when an artist uses spray painting to paint on a wall without the permission. Yes.
And would you say that the aim of mural painting is somehow to convey a story?
Yes. Many artists use mural painting to convey a story about the public because it's public mural painting. Everybody can see it. Even if you're far away, you can see a super big mural painting, and many artists are aware also to this.
And how do you use mural painting to express social issues? I mean, you as an artist, how do you use that?
So we create awareness for people to like the environment. We also use mural painting to put a city beautiful, to attract the eyes, to catch the eyes of someone else. Yes.
Jody, art is often seen as an expression, communication of emotion, as well as other qualities. How important do you consider imagination or creativity is in improving a person's artistic skills?
So creation and imagination is very important for an artist because it will differentiate the artist from other artists. It's also a way to see that the originality and uniqueness of the artwork of the artist. Yes.
And what is normally your creative process to do an artwork?
So my creative process to do an artwork is firstly I do a brainstorming where I put all my ideas on a piece of paper, and after this I do a sketch in my sketchbook. Therefore, I put the sketch on my digital iPad just to reproduce the sketch, and I can choose what color I have to use before I go on a canvas so that I don't mess up with the colors. Yes, and then after the digital process, I go through my canvas to paint and trying to be free.
Jody, do you actually have any hobby that helps you to be creative, a hobby that you turn to rejuvenate your creative self?
Yes, every day I like to practice yoga when I wake up. This helps me to stay focused during the day and having a positive mind. And this also helps me to improve my creative skills and evolve my consciousness. And I also like to go for a walk in nature because this is a way to have more creative, to be more creative about it.
And in your artwork as well, we've seen that you also like to include a lot about spirituality. So yoga helps you to derive that creativity, then that inspiration.
Yes, yoga helps me to being more creative, being inspired by the spirituality, the light, and the love that you can put into your artworks. It's also a form of I can say that you put all your heart in this artwork just to create something imaginary.
So can we say that the personal experience of an artist have an influence on their artworks?
Yes, sometimes it comes with the emotions of the artwork of the artist. Even if he's sad or happy, this can represent on a canvas when you see it.
Jody, art is often examined through the interaction of principles and elements. The principle of art include movement, harmony, unity, while the elements varies from color, lines, the form. So what are the different aspects in an artwork that you believe render it visually fascinating to people?
So I think that all these principles of art are very important for an artwork. But some artists use only some of them because you can't put all the principles in a artwork together. Even if you put the colors or the shapes or the form or an artwork that show harmony, it's that.
And what is your style particularly? What do you like to include in your artwork?
So I like to include colors and harmony in my artwork because this really touch people inside.
You've mentioned earlier that you like to do digital art as well, right?
Yes.
And what is the difference then between digital art and traditional art? I mean, the skills are the same, but maybe you need to have a different mindset while creating digital art.
So digital art is mainly some doodle art or trying to do mandala because you have an exactly proportion on an iPad to recreate a mandala. But traditional art, if you want to do a mandala, you have to use a compass or a ruler. But digitally, you can do it freely. It's come naturally.
So is it easier then, would you say, digital art compared to traditional one?
I think that digital art is much more easier than traditional art. Traditional art, you have to think a lot before starting a project. But digital art, you can go through it and then you can change your background with another colors. But if you want to do a canvas, you can't. If you put a color in the background, you can't change it later. It's only this the difference.
Have you also participated in a competition or ever took part in an exhibition? Tell us more about it. How was those experiences for you and how did those experiences help you grow as an artist?
So my first competition that I took part was in 2015. It's about global endangered species. And I remembered I paint on a A3 paper. I painted some endangered species of the world, like the bears, the gorillas, the panda, and the whales. I also included some endangered birds of Mauritius. And, uh, and then after this, I won the third prize in this competition. I was so happy about that. And my parents encouraged me a lot to continue in this path because this is what I really love the most.
You like to focus a lot on nature then.
Yes, I really inspired by nature and spirituality. Music also is a source of inspiration for me because when I have to paint, I listen to a music.
For you as an artist, what is more challenging? To create an artwork based on a specific theme or to do a portrait?
I will say a portrait. It will be a challenge for me if I have to do it because I'm not used to practice portrait. I practiced portrait at high school, but after this I prefer to let to do. I prefer to do nature or any kind of imaginary world.
Jody, every artist has a handful of other artists they look for inspiration or guidance. Is there any artist who inspired you?
Yes, I really admire Salvador Dali with the surrealism and Vincent van Gogh with the Starry Night. That the painting is Starry Night that really attracts me. The lines of every strokes. I try to put my personal touch too with my inspiration. And then there is an artist also, Alex Gray, which is a visionary artist and doing spiritual art. This really attracts me. So I really love to use bright colors and colorful one like yellow, pink, blue.
Yes, it's very vibrant in your
Exactly,
painting.
yes.
It's very vibrant.
Yes, I really love to do this, especially the yellow color. I really love to put yellow because it represents the light. But I also use I also use dark because it's bring a contrast in the artwork.
Like life brings a balance.
Exactly.
Yes. And Jody, actually, the artists, through their artworks, they have the ability to raise awareness about various issues and influence the opinion of people. Do you think that it is a key characteristic for an artist then to project the image of responsibility?
So I think that every artist should raise awareness about. I think that every artist should raise awareness about arts, so that there will be no war. There will be just peace, and they try to give the population a something to follow.
Mhm. Normally, how many hours does it take you to complete a drawing?
It depends on the size. It depends on the size of the canvas, or if a client want a painting, it depends on me, on my moods, on my emotions. If I want to do a canvas, like,
And Jody, to achieve the status of an artist is actually not so easy. It takes time, effort, and dedication. It's a long process to gain the trust of your potential audience, right?
yes.
If it's hard to get there, it's even harder to stay there. So, what are normally the challenges, obstacles that an artist may face?
So being an artist is not so easy at the first time because you should try your best to go for an expo or doing or meeting another artist so that you can share your ideas. Fortunately, there are artists that is taught to bring all artists together so that we can have a small community of artists that share the same ideas, the same love for arts, and trying to go to the public to discover new areas.
So, it's important to build an empowering community
Exactly.
to be inspired from other artists' work, then.
Yes.
And tell us about an example of a work that you created that is very close to you.
So it's the woman and the water lily. I was inspired when I went to the botanical garden and when I saw the bone of a water lily, when I saw some water lilies there, and this really captures me. And after this, I really love yoga posture, and I decided to put a woman sitting on a water lily. And at the background, I put the hair of the woman like a sun. And I really love this artwork because there are many bright colors inside, like red, yellow, green, and this represents a peace of mind.
So, what is your vision now as an artist? Do you have any projects?
So I would like to have an studio later and showcase my creation and also do a solo exhibition or a collaborative exhibition with some artist friends.
We are actually drawing towards the end of this episode, but before that, Jody, any message that you would like to share with our youngsters to encourage them to be creative and live their passion?
So if you have a passion for art, I go for it. Because art is for all people. Art is a positive way for a person to relax, to go with the flow, and art is it's not meant to be real, to be, but it's a way to express our emotions.
Thank you so much, Jody. It was such a delight to have you on the set of One-on-One tonight and talk about your passion.
It's a pleasure for me.
Dear viewers, we have now come to the end of this episode. Thank you for your time. We hope to catch you next week at the same time, same channel. Have a great evening.